Now get ready for the power of Groove.ai. Become a member of Groove today. We'll groove all the way. Automate your marketing with the power of Groove.ai. Discover the secrets today. Groove.ai is starting now. Now get ready for the power of Groove.ai. Become a member of Groove today. We'll groove all the way. Automate your marketing with the power of Groove.ai. Discover the secrets today. Groove.ai is starting now.
Groove.ai is starting now. All right, everybody. Welcome. And some of you actually want to know how we actually did that. I think I saw the Facebook user says, gotta know, what software did you use to write this song? You know, that's not what this training is about today, but I'll actually show you that. We'll start with that for you. And just to let you know, today's going to be a quick training because the purpose of today is for me to capture some training that we can use to repurpose, because, you know, users are like, hey, where's the training for this? And it's like, hey, we just got our hands on it too. So we figured we would train you live and then we'll repurpose that. And then we're going to have Elliot actually create step-by-step video tutorials that you'll be able to see for every step of the process. So today we're not going to be going over, well, let's talk about what we actually did last Friday. I think on Friday we went over how to create your account if you're a backer, how to set up your API key with OpenAI, how to set up your Pinecone database, and how the app works. And so we're not going to rehash that today because you can go back and watch that live stream on our YouTube channel at Groove Digital Official. Today we're going to focus maybe a quick hour and a half. That's about it. I do have a hard out at 3 o'clock today, 90 minutes from now, Eastern time. So we'll definitely be done within 90 minutes, but we're basically just going to be showing you some use cases. And I'm going to be sort of talking to a video audience rather than you guys on the live stream. But David is going to be creating a Google Doc that we used last time for Q&A. We'll do Q&A at the end. I'll try to get every question in up until the 90-minute mark. Having said that, let me preface any training that we do today with the following. Again, we have huge plans for Groove.ai. I'm surprised what we built in 100 days, thanks to backers like you. Our company is using it. Everybody in the company has gotten their, account access. I'm going to tell you about what we're actually doing in our company with AI in just a minute, making some major transitions in our company. But having said that, we are looking to release Groove.ai January 1st to the public. And right now, I wouldn't even call this beta. I would call this early access beta. Beta is when we think we've gotten all the bugs out, but hey, we haven't tested it to a large audience. So, we're releasing it in beta. Early access beta means this is the first working production. You could call it alpha, but I want to call it early access beta. It's semantics at that point. But what that means is if you think we probably know about that bug, you could probably not necessarily have to report it. I'll give you an example. If David, you want to share my screen for me. Let's log in. Okay, let's go into a project that might have a lot of tabs in it. Okay, you'll notice that when we start adding documents here, okay, right when we get to here, you can't see the next document without sliding over like that. So for instance, if I call this document number 7, and we put this here and I add a new document, you don't see it. You have to slide over. And I don't want this to be slide. I want this, when you drag, that it's going to position. So we're changing this to position, and we're going to be adding a little arrow like you would see something like this. Something like this is what you're going to see. You're going to see something like that, and then these are going to be draggable. All right, so I want to let you know that we have a long Trello list of some things that we're doing to improve. We'll certainly take all of your feedback, but most likely you'll know that a lot of these things are going to be changing. Just to let you know, these things, turning the presets, the format, the knowledge base on and off is all going to be going, moving. So this side panel essentially is going to have the knowledge base is going to be moved over right above the optimize, and you're going to be able to shut off each section right here. So if you want to shut off the format and the framework, this more button is being moved underneath here, and there'll be a toggle. But then there's going to be a toggle here for, we're taking the length and we're moving that over by the output. You'll have a toggle to shut off the tone, style, and goal. And you'll have a toggle to shut off the output. So we're moving all of that here because right now, even for us, it was ambiguous. If you shut off the format, was that shutting off the output and the tone and style? And it's just, so things like that. We're getting a lot of feedback from you guys. Many of you are hitting me up on Skype saying things like, hey, Mike, I'm sure you know. And I, like I said, I appreciate the feedback. And when it comes to bugs, again, like we know there are certain things, like if you use GPT-4 and you don't have access to it and you try to get it, you're not getting a proper error that's telling you why. We're going to be doing a lot of updates. I can tell you within about 2 weeks, there's going to be a major update. What I'm most focused about right now, more than anything, is the prompting that's going on here. I have a meeting today with Artie, who's, he's basically CTO of Groove.ai and more. So what Artie is, what I want to go over with Artie is I'm not getting the exact output that I'm saying, that I'm expecting. So first off, he's creating me an admin view where I'm going to have a little button that's going to allow me to actually see what the actual prompt is that's going to OpenAI when these boxes are ticked. He's creating me an admin in the back that I can go and tweak them and save them. Because for instance, I'll give you an example right here. If we shut the knowledge base off, you can see right there. All right. And I tell it to do a blog post, and I tell it to put the output in the WYSIWYG markdown. And if I have it do some of these things here, sometimes I get the WYSIWYG markdown and sometimes I don't. Like this time I didn't. But you see it added the emojis, et cetera, et cetera. So my focus this week is going to be on this prompt engineering. So I'm hoping that by 1 week from today, you're going to be seeing stellar output, something so far superior to ChatGPT. So the other thing I want to let you all know is that we haven't tweaked the knowledge base yet. So I'm going to tell you still that it is soft when you use the knowledge base. I'm hoping that within the next 2 weeks as well, 2 weeks from today, that it's just a little bit of tweaking that we need to put in there. We basically just got it live. We barely even sent a prompt to it. Once we get that done, I would say in about 2 weeks from now, you're going to be at the point where you'll never need ChatGPT again. I think I told you another thing that we're adding is a chat module just to open up a quick chat. So you don't have to create a project or stain another project because you want to do some offbeat, quick little task. So the chat is going to be added within the next probably 2 weeks as well. Right now, we were focused on getting you guys your accounts. We were focused on making sure every one of you can create your account and dealing with the flood of 3,000 new members telling us, I couldn't get Pinecone in my country and all those different things. So we weren't doing as many feature stuff that we wanted. But again, we basically gave the accounts last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So it's been 3 business days and a weekend. And to me, it feels like a month because I want to go on these features. But we have to stabilize the app, make sure that it's working for all 3,000 of you. And then starting today, we're going back in and going to be doing some good touch-ups for it. Okay, so I told you that we're doing some good things in the company as well with AI. We had a meeting, a 2-hour meeting the other day, part 1, and then a 2-hour meeting, part 2. Myself, Donna, and Simon Leung on the team, and the team there in Malaysia that is handling our content creation. And we are basically taking the entire whiteboard and wiping it down. 5 years of standard operating procedures, everything that we do to create a blog post is all going out the window. In the past, it might have been keyword research to a writer. The writer works on it for 5 days, sends it to somebody to proofread, comes back, and then we can put out 2 blog posts a week. We're going to be moving to three blog posts a day. We're going to be doing. We're starting our podcast. We're going to be turning things into clips. We're going to be taking these live streams and turning them into clips. Content creation is going to explode. Copywriting, funnel creation, all these different things are going to explode. And what we're going to be doing is we're probably going to turn around and turn that into a special course live stream for all of you guys to show you how we're using AI in our business to, just to take content creation on a whole nother level. And I mean a whole nother level. It's time for me, as I talk to my friend Rich Shefford and other people, we've always been push marketers, meaning direct response, buy advertising push. We've been sort of good with social media, maybe C-, D+, to be frank with you. Many of us, there are people that are great at it, like, Neil Patel, Gary Vaynerchuk, obviously, and marketers that are just really good at it by, putting out YouTube content. We've never made that a strategy, to be honest with you. We've never made SEO, social media, and shorts and a YouTube channel and a TikTok channel a strategy. That is completely changing. We're going into quality production and mass production as well. And we're going to break all of that down. I'm actually speaking at the end of October at Flight Club on that. I'm going to be doing this presentation as well, October 6th, 7th, and 8th at the Collective Mastermind right here at the Grooveplex Studios for all of our Collective Mastermind members. So we're going to be teaching that first in the masterminds, and we'll probably break that down and put that in the Groove.ai and Fast Start Marketing Lab areas for you to consume. Your paid customers, anybody seeing this, so we're going to make sure you get this. I don't know if it's something we're going to be doing for the free users. So just wanted to let you know that we are just so excited about the future when it comes to that. Okay, now to answer that question that the user had, she said, how did you create that really cool song? Well, I can't tell you how we created the really cool song, but I can tell you how we created the basis of it. Okay, and I'm gonna have to go into Safari to do this because StreamYard is using my Chrome browser. And by using my Chrome browser, it creates any tabs that come out of my browser as a microphone, and it sees that as background noise and it messes it up. So we're going to do it in Safari. So you're going to notice I'm at a website called Tuna, as in tuna fish. And I guess it's like tuna.voicemod.net -- text-to-song. I think you can just go to voicemod.net / text-to-song. Yeah, that's where you want to start. VoiceMod.net/text a song. You click generate a song for free. And then we use this thing called Levitate. You can hear it. La, 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 la.
La 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 la.
So what we do is we choose that song and we click next. And then Ed, I'm assuming is Ed Sheeran, but I haven't tried many of this. It's like Amy, I bet is Ariana Grande. This looks like Abe Lincoln and Mary Lincoln, but I don't know. But this is probably Beyonce, right? So I never even tried them. I just went with Ed Sheeran. He was first. I liked the way it sounded. And I said, are you ready for the power? The power of Groove.ai, because if I do Groove.ai, it goes Groove at it for whatever reason. Are you ready for the power of Groove.ai? Become a backer of Groove today. I think that's the lyrics. And then I click create song. It tells me I've got to log in order to do that. So you just put your Gmail account in. All right. And then you simply click create song. And it takes about, it goes into the queue. There's one creator ahead of you. That goes really, really quick. And then you could see how fast that is. And once we're done, and I believe what Simon did is he ran it without words. So you got no words. Then he ran it with the La version. And then he created an animation. There's animations that you can do with Leonardo by adding an image or Midjourney, and it'll turn the image, and it'll just do this. And then he made a looping GIF out of it. Now we're just going to click play, and you're going to see it karaoke the words.
The power.
Let's download that. Wait, what was the other option? Download video. Let's do the video. All right, here we go.
For the power of Groove.
Let's start that from the beginning.
Are you ready for the power of Groove? AI, become a backer of Groove today.
So that's basically an AI creation song. Now there's dozens of those, and maybe we'll have more fun with some of that stuff in the future, but that's that. All right, so we're 20 minutes in. That gives us about a good hour to go over Groove.ai. So let's jump in and start creating some content. My little avatar fits perfectly right there. That's awesome. Or my little picture there, right in the, I don't even know where I'm pointing. Is it that way? We'll see. All right, so okay, so remember, I'm not going to cover anything that we went over the other day. We're just going to jump in and start creating content. You'll see what I do to get the best outputs. So we're going to click on create new project. We're going to call this, just call it day 2. Keep things simple. Did I not have to save? There it is, day 2. All right, so GPT-4, I'm not sure. Let me see if that one actually works. I'm just going to do just a quick little test here. Right, so I have access to GPT-4. I believe the best GPT right now, you can just use 4. 6.13 means it can handle the calculations of the code interpreter. But if you can get 4 to work, great. If not, GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K is really good. You could put a lot of text into the platform. They're coming out with a 32 tokens, which is something about, like, you could put at 100,000 tokens, you could put the entire Great Gatsby, which is 800 kilobytes. So you could put basically, when they come out with the 32K, I would have been able to put the entire Butterfly Marketing transcript, manuscript, right in as in the context window without having to create a knowledge base. So the larger K simply means that you can repurpose more information from a blog post or a YouTube video without getting the error that you've pasted too much information. So let's just create a new tab. We're going to delete this one because we don't need it. And let's create a preset for today. And today we're going to focus on, let's do storyteller just for fun. And let's write like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do a screenwriter. And let's write like Aaron Sorkin. He's one of my favorite writers. I would do Quentin Tarantino, but frankly, I'm really scared of what might come out. But I don't think ChatGPT is even allowed to actually write the actual words that Tarantino would use. Let's write a target audience. We're going to let's write to screenwriters. Because, you know, Aaron Sorkin has two different roles. Number one, he's a screenwriter, but he's also an educator. Like he's taught dozens and dozens of courses on screenwriting, and he's in masterclass. So let's say the avatar is college students and filmmakers. All right, but they're also screenwriters, right? So we're going to write to them at a 10th grade reading level. And rules, let's see, no cursing. Just want to show you that you can put, you know, different rules in it. It would never do that anyway. But so we're just going to save this as Aaron. Aaron, Key and Peele fans. We're not going to use any knowledge base here. All right. I'm going to shut that off just to make sure we don't have any prompts going. We're going to select that Aaron Sorkin writer. We're going to optimize this for creative. This is for creative because we're doing creative works. And let's say we want to create, let's see what else we have here. Let's keep this as a blog post, and we're going to do a how-to. And for right now, I'm not going to leave any of these things because I'm just going to focus on the content. We're not actually creating a blog post, so I don't need. We'll do the blog title. Why not? The output long, as I said, we have a new way that we're doing this that's going to make our output really be much longer for you. Let's focus in here on the tone, style, and goal. I just want to move those so when I tab through them, they go quicker. So for Aaron Sorkin, let's go very descriptive, thought-provoking, interactive. Let's just do that, interactive. For the style, we've got to go creative, critical, no, not critical, narrative, expository. Let's get rid of narrative. And our goal here is definitely to teach and transform. All right. And I'm just going to see if we can get Markdown WYSIWYG here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to say screenwriting, writing screenplays for beginners. All right, so the purpose what I'm showing you right now is that, and do me a favor, if you want to see some examples, put some things in the chat. And by the way, David is taking all of your questions and lining them up for me. So you can just put your questions in here, and we have a Google Doc that David is going to add the questions to. But if you want me to do some use cases that are related to direct response, is great. But I think you've seen me do many versions of creating, emails and creating sales letters and VSLs. What I'm trying to do is show you some different examples here. And David, if you could keep an eye out for some good ones and then let me know which ones we're going to do, because I want to show you some use cases that you can do beyond this. I'm even going to show you how I might even write a book. So after this, I'm going to show you how I would write a book, like if I wanted to write a book. So let's do this. Screenplay, writing screenplays for beginner filmmakers. I think filmmakers is one word. Okay. Hey, look at this. We got our markdown WYSIWYG. I think what happens is when you click these boxes, it's like shutting this one off, because I actually got it the way that I wanted here. So basically what we're doing, okay, is this little eye right here shows me the details. And if I want to change it, anything here, I save it and I'll give it a new name. But if I want to just make a quick little change here, and now see, let's see it by Quentin Tarantino. I click apply. I didn't create a new preset. I'm just modifying the current version. But right now we are doing this blog post from the point of view of a screenwriter named Aaron Sorkin. We're writing at a 10th grade level to screenwriters who are college students and filmmakers. We have no cursing here. We're using a creative optimization. We are doing a blog post with the how-to formula, keeping it long, with a tone that's descriptive, thought-provoking, interactive, a creative and expository style, and a goal to teach and transform. And we're getting, what you see is what you get output, so we can copy and paste this directly to a WordPress blog or a Groove blog. All right, so let's move this over. This is a little bug, minor bug, that just started happening. David, if you can mark this down for me. The Content Copilot, you see how every new project, the Content Copilot in the first document is small, and it's supposed to look like you see here. It's just a new minor bug. I started noticing that you get a little baby Content Copilot right there. Either way, we're deleting that, right? And we're just going to move this over. And again, another one of, I don't want to necessarily call it a bug, but it's adding a double line break. So you sometimes see me going in here and removing the extra double line break that it's adding into the editor. Why is it? We'll just dismiss that. I think that's fine. And this is a pretty, I'm actually pretty proud of the output that we got here. So what I'm showing you is that, like, in an industry like this, where you might be, bear with me here, I probably don't need to worry about all this, but I'm just so inattentive when it comes to this stuff. I just can't stand seeing the output not the way that I want. So what we can do right here, folks, is we're going to say that we want to see only the document, and we're going to move this out of the way. And that gives us a little bit more opportunity to read a little bit better. And as we said, we're getting rid of this whole section right here. So we're going to be able to get a little bit more viewing workspace. So here is the art of crafting a captivating screenplay, a masterclass for aspiring filmmakers. Notice I didn't say masterclass. That's really good. Interesting, if we go to masterclass.com, I don't know why it's going to Kevin Spacey. I wonder if they even still have him. All right. If you look up Aaron Sorkin, Aaron Sorkin teaches screenwriting, and he's here at Masterclass. So who knows what this stuff is trained on, right? But lights, camera, action. Welcome to the exciting world of screenwriting, where your imagination can come to life on the silver screen. Whether you're a college student, okay, right? So we know it knows who it's talking to. Whether you're a college student dreaming of making your mark in the film industry or an aspiring filmmaker, this man, I'm so happy with the output that we got today. This is just absolutely fantastic. Then this blog post is for you. Introduction. Every great filmmaker starts with a captivating screenplay, directions, etc., etc. Structure your screenplay, write a compelling dialogue, revise, revise, revise. Now, what we can do is we can go back into here and we can shut off the format here. And now we can just start saying things like, watch this. Because I shut off the format, so I don't want it writing it as a blog post. So now I can simply say, you said this. I can actually even do this, right? You said this, colon, quotes, drop this right into the quotes. Now I'm going to say, can you expand on this for 5 more paragraphs? Okay, please. And just like this, you're noticing it's not writing a blog post anymore because I shut the format off. So if any of you want to know, like, how do you expand on your content? No problem. Well, what I'm doing is I'm actually going to leave this one right here. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't know if we fixed the thing yet where it moves it right into this, where the blinking cursor is. It does, right? It didn't add it to the bottom, right? Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So that's actually been added. So now if we go back, you can see that step 1, let me just see. Yes. Step 1 was developing your idea. And this was the original, I believe. No. Bear with me just a second. Let me hit Control Z. It's supposed to go right here. Let's see. So if we go there, this was the original. Or was it? Oh, well, let me see. Was it here in the original? No, it was supposed to be this. Let me just hit Control Z one more time. I want to get to that original one that we had. Okay. Oh, I think I deleted it, guys. My bad. I deleted that. So I was looking for it. I was like, where did it go? So we're going to move this over now. Okay. So now I can get rid of this because we already have it. And now you can see that first part of the blog, the developing your story idea, any single part of it, I can now just say, as you brainstorm, and I could say, expand on this, and I could add more paragraphs. So this is an example of where we take this section. Now watch what I can do. I can simply say, do the same for this section. Now I know the way ChatGPT works, that I can literally just say that, but to be more explicit, to make sure it doesn't get confused, I could say expand on this as well for this section. All right, so now this next section we're going to see here. Step 2, creating engaging characters. Just like that, we've expanded on this side. So now if you're wondering, like, it seems to create some, and again, I when we make it long, we're going to be getting much longer output than even we're getting right now, but I'm pretty happy with this right here. So we're just going to pop this in. We already have this part because it's expanded, and there you go. You've got a much longer section. So you can imagine, just by saying expand, 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 you'll be able to create a very, very, very compelling draft for a blog post, right? And then tips, expand on this, expand on this. You can do the expand and turn this blog post into a book, okay? So this, I'm really proud of this. I got to tell you, this output came out really, really good. I like the way it came out. And this is exactly what somebody that's that's looking to create content like this would be able to do. Now, I'm going to just go here and watch this, just something that's not even in the blog. I'm going to say, you, because he is Aaron Sorkin, like to create scenes with captivating dialogue. All right. Let's see. Can you create a 5-step outline on how you did this to become the best dialogue writer in the world? Right, so here it goes. This is great stuff. Honestly, I'm going to go back and read this because I don't know about you guys, but like, I think the two best dialogue writers, and they come from different worlds in the style, is Aaron Sorkin and Quentin Tarantino. I think Quentin Tarantino's is slightly more unique, like a Tarantino movie when you hear it, because the characters are always talking a little bit. There's a lot of minutia in there. The opening scene of Pulp Fiction, right? Going to Amsterdam. Do you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris? Yeah, well, they don't know what the heck a quarter pounder is. They call it a Royale with cheese, right? That is Tarantino. And when you see people try to mimic that style, it's almost sad in a way, because you're like, oh my God, they're really trying to do Tarantino. There was a recent Brad Pitt movie that happened to be a great movie. And look, I'll give those, it was called Bullet Train. I don't know if you saw this, but if you did, you know what I'm talking about. There were two characters in Bullet Train. Bad Bunny was in that. I didn't know he played the wolf. But Aaron Taylor Johnson, and then the African-American guy, or African-British, I should say. This guy, Brian Tree Henry. These two guys were the most two Tarantino, like the dialogue was like ridiculous. They were talking about like a teddy bear for like 5 minutes. And you're like, okay, this guy is definitely inspired by Tarantino. What I like about Aaron Sorkin is if you've seen The Newsroom or A Few Good Men or The Social Network, it's just the wit and the movement and it's a symphony. It's a song and dance. And I think that if you were going to learn any type of writing, even for copywriting, what I call conversational writing, I would tell you to look at both. But I think Aaron Sorkin is probably better for people like us, because it's something that can be mimicked and has been mimicked, but it doesn't look like a blatant ripoff of. He just has the best writing of characters I've ever seen. Aaron Sorkin. It's just fantastic. All right. Anyway, I think you're seeing here how you can expand and use these documents over here to move your content over. And then what you might do is go back into this document over here and see if he has anything about dialogue, creating engaging characters, structure your screenplay, write compelling dialogue. Right now, we could basically take all of this stuff right here, get rid of all of this part, and basically just copy this and paste it right into that section. Like this. I always hit the right click so that you can see what I'm doing instead of Control V, so you actually see. But there you go. Now you would take this information over to a Google Doc, or even into a final tab over here. I got to remember that's probably what you'll do, and keep this as your draft, and then put this over here as your final draft. And again, make more room for yourself over here like this, and just start writing your actual final draft, and then copy and paste and send it to a blog post. Now, I want to show you something that I haven't let anybody know, but by using these H1, H2 tags, and this output is called Markdown. What's nice about Markdown, it's the simplest form, essentially, that can be transposed into HTML, where there's very little junk. Believe it or not, this is just 2 pounds with raw text, 2 hashes. The large one is 1 hash with raw text, and then it gets converted here. I don't even know if, like, what is that there? I wanted to see if, like, this would show the code. But let me show you a little experiment that we're doing right here. If you search the coolest guy on the planet, okay, this is a project that I started about 3 weeks ago, maybe less. And right here, so let's see. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. I don't count the images. Number 6, number 7. All right. So number 7, the coolest guy on the planet, is just a blog that I created on Grooveblog, and I put it on the domain, thecoolestguyontheplanet.com. And this one's the funniest one. I took the most interesting man in the world, and I used Midjourney to put my face on it, and that's kind of creepy. All this AI image stuff is creepy because I'm like, damn, that really looks like me. Like I grew my hair out and a beard, and they just put it on the coolest man in the world's face. But anyway, if you look here, you'll actually see, I think it's here under Mike, but I'm actually doing my blog posts. I'm writing them in here, and I'm just having it write the blog post the same way that I did. And the original blog post was this: the coolest guy on the planet, an SEO experiment by Mike Filsaime, and I tell a little story about this. And because of that, this domain that I had back in 2007, that when we used to joke around and try to rank for this, I put it back up, and within 3 weeks, I'm already at number 7. So we're going to track that journey to see if I can become number 1 for the coolest guy on the planet. And look, you can't argue with Google if it says it. It just happens to be true. Anyway, so that's how I would do a blog post. I'm going to now go to David, and I'm going to probably end with how I would write a book. But I'm going to ask David, do we have any people that have given us any things they'd like us to do as a case study?
We had a couple of requests, by the way. Hey, everybody. We had a couple of requests, but main requests are going around creating a website copy. So something about website copy or a long post, long, highly ranked SEO blog post.
Sure. Let's see. I'm going to do a Dietmar. But what's this one here? Can you explain again how we have this written in Aaron Sorkin's voice? You probably joined us late, Karen. No worries. I'll show you that. We'll put my screen back in again, David. So we are in this day 2 project here, and let's go into it. And so you can create a preset, a brand new preset here, just like this. All right. Or you can look at the current preset I called Aaron, and you could click on the little eyeball right here and see the details. And you can see I said act like, and you have all of these different things here. All of these different things that you can act like. So I said act like a screenwriter in the style of Aaron Sorkin, just like that. If we switch to Tarantino, let's just have a little bit of fun. Okay. Let's have a little fun. Let's go like Quentin Tarantino, and our target audience is going to be, this time we're going to put moviegoers, movie enthusiasts, movie lovers, and here we're going to say they love Quentin Tarantino, right? You want to put, violent comedies, but let's just put comedies. All right. We'll leave the no cursing rule in. And we're going to put no guns. And let's just put this into action comedy so we could get something written here, but without offending anyone. So I'm going to click apply now instead of save, because I don't want to save this as a new preset. All right. And so now we're going to change the tone. We're going to get rid of these, and we're going to make this engaging, humorous and sarcastic. And the style, we'll leave it creative. And he's very expository. And the goal here, we don't want to teach. Let's see, do they have something like entertain? No, they don't. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to write entertain, right? I can make my own. And we're going to open up a new document here. And I'm simply going to say, write a story about, sorry guys, write a story about a hitman whose daughter hates him, and he is trying to redeem himself on Christmas. All right, on Christmas Eve, right? I mean, there are so many movies like this. Con Air, right, with Nicolas Cage. You've got Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was a great movie like this. I wouldn't say Die Hard, necessarily, but that's a Christmas Eve, right? But like you can just see, let's see what happens. We're writing now like Quentin Tarantino, and not a story. We want a screenplay. Screenplay actually says opening scene, outside shot, right? So here we go. Oh, I put two hitmen, one of them whose daughter hates them. So I probably should have said write a scene, right? Because I think that's what it's doing. The end. And remember what we said, we could say now expand on this character, give him a backstory, all that stuff, right? So let's just move this over so we could see what's going on here. And interior living room, nighttime, a dimly lit room with a Christmas tree standing tall in the corner, muffled laughter and the sound of wrapping paper being torn. John, a seasoned hitman, sits on the couch, visibly troubled. Beside him, his partner, Frank, a hulking figure with a heart of gold. John says, "You think it's too late for redemption, Frank?" "Never too late, Johnny, even on Christmas Eve." In the kitchen, continuous. Emily, John's rebellious teenage daughter, slams a plate on the counter, her face a mix of anger and sadness. Emily, "Why can't you be normal, Dad? Why do you have to be a hitman?" This is cheesy. "Why do you have to be a hitman?" John glances at Frank, his eyes reflecting regret and longing. "It's a tough job, sweetheart, but it's all I know. I hate you, Dad. I hate you. You're never around and you're never here," etc., etc. All right. Look, it's a premise that starts with, but this is Tarantino-esque. At least it says that it is here. And so this is a scene. "She'll be all right, Johnny. You give her hope." "Maybe, Frank, maybe." Exit street continues. Johnny takes a deep breath, the weight of his past lifting off his shoulders, a glimmer of redemption in his eyes. The end, right? But I said write a story, a screenplay, etc. But you can see the different use cases here. So we're going to move on now. We'll create a new, just a new little test project here. David, can you highlight that other one for me? For Dietmar, if you could find that for me. Okay. So we're just going to call this project DH. All right. So Dietmar Hartman, please write an irresistible offer for loving parents that want to do everything to inspire their child to develop their mindset for their happy and successful life with all their strengths. All right, so David, just leave that up for a while. We're going to go into that project. And so we're not going to do GPT-4 because it takes too long for the output for the demo. But for you, you certainly want to do that. So we're going to create a new preset. Okay. And we are going to say, act like a direct response copywriter because we want an irresistible offer. Let's go with the king, Gary Halbert here. Let's do Alex Catoni. Let's do Alex Catoni. Get a woman's voice in here. The target audience is loving parents. Okay. Their avatar, they want to do everything to inspire their child to develop their mindset for a happy and successful life with all their strength. I think I could leave that out. And we'll go my favorite 10th grade reading level. And I'm just going to call this parents. I'm probably going to create a new account for me, which is a demo account, and then have a separate account for me because I'm going to be doing a lot of demos. So remember, I just created the preset, but I now need to select it. Okay, it'll probably be good, Artie, if you're listening, he listens for his name on the playbacks, to when you choose a preset to automatically select it when you come here. We want an irresistible offer, so we're going to optimize for direct response. And we are going to go over here and write a short sales letter. Okay. We are going to use the problem agitate. This is solution. It looks like a French word. So I don't know if that's a typo. Artie, looking for your name. That should be problem agitate solve right there. We're going to go long. And we are looking for a conversational, empathetic, and inspiring tone. The style should be persuasive and informative. And the goal here is generate sales and lead conversions, lead generation. Okay. I'm going to go with the WYSIWYG Markdown. Okay. And so now our instructions, David, just one more time. Facebook user says they want to add an undo feature in the document. Yeah, that would be Control Z, but I'll see if that exists. Please write me an irresistible offer for parents. Okay. I'm going to assume, let's see, the best way to do that is say, my product is called Raise, and I don't know what your product name is here. Raise your child right with love and mindset. Okay. Write me the sales letter. Sell this. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to let that go out. Okay, so here it says, attention loving parents, are you passionate about raising a happy and successful child? Do you believe in the power of love and the mindset to shape their future? If so, then this letter's for you. As parents, let's do this. Let's do this. I like this. All right, I'm in 11 labs. Warning, input text contains weird stuff. So I'm just going to put, this is going to sound weird. I'm just putting by. Just so you know, I have to look at, we have a command that explicitly says, do not explicitly list the framework. Like you don't want it. Like, so, but by the way, this is your copy. This is your draft. So it's telling you this is the thing. You'll just need to delete that yourself. If you see that in there, you don't want it to say problem, agitate, solution. Okay. I think you get it, right? We're not going to read the rest of that, but that is a first draft of something like that. Now, what I might do is I might go into here, create a new one, and say, you know what? I actually want. Let's grab that prompt because I'm going to reuse it again. Yeah, Artie, if you're listening, we are exactly 1 hour into the presentation, and I cannot copy this here, but I can cheat. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new chat, and we're going to go with a long form sales letter. Okay. Here I want to use the problem, agitate, solution technique. Again, long. Wish I wouldn't have lost the tones. That we're going to fix that. I've already spoken to them about that. But I think that was supposed to be empathetic, conversational, and style. I also want conversational. You can have a different style and tone or two different things. We learned that the other day. And the goal, again, are these. Okay. So here we go. We're going to use the same post, the same prompt. My product is called Raise Your Child Right with Love and a Powerful Mindset. Write me a sales letter to sell this. Make it 25 paragraphs. Okay, let's see. So I did a short form sales letter just to get an output before to see if it was getting it right. It did. So now we're going to a long form sales letter. this is going to be much more powerful. It's putting in fake testimonials because that is basically where testimonials go. And let's move this over to here and see how this looks. Okay, that's a little short if you ask me. Are you ready to give your child the best possible start in life? Do you want to equip them with the tools and the mindset they need to thrive, not just survive? It's very similar to the previous one. Let me just see here. Not happy with that output. Oh, shoot. Friggin' knowledge base thing is on here. Start from scratch. This time, make it as long as possible. No less than 25 paragraphs. All right, just waiting for this output. I'm just going to delete the previous one. I wasn't much of a fan of it. This is much longer. This is much better. I think, guys, I had the knowledge base on when I came back to it, and it was, I think something was getting messed up there. This is much better. Much, much better. All right. And look, the attention-loving parents with the exclamation point. Again, this is why this is Content Copilot. You're going to go in and you're going to take a look at this stuff. But if imagine a world where your child approaches challenges, et cetera, et cetera. Let me share with you a story. Now, it's making this up. You might. That's why we have this document here with the 30 questions that I'll give to David. We've shared this before. When you give it this information, back at you, David. When you give it that information of these questions, it doesn't have to make anything up because it knows everything about your product, your service, how you do it, your customer, their avatar, all these different things. So those are the 30 questions that you'd fill out, and you could then paste that into here or create a knowledge base with it, and you're going to get better copy. Right now, it's making this stuff up because it doesn't have anything to go by. But that answers your question, Dietmar, how we would do that. I'm going to show you basically, I'm going to create a new project. Like if I was going to write a book, let's see, like we're going to call it The Offer. That's probably going to be the name of my book that I'm going to write. I really want to write a book on offers, on creating offers. I think I'm one of the best in the world at understanding the entirety of an offer, the framing, the hook, the understanding the pains of a customer, the frameworks of, you're not alone, it's not your fault, those types of things. The odds have been stacked against you. Here's why. Here's the problem. Here's the solution. All these different things, the promised land, all these different things. I want to codify them in. Now, basically what I would do, folks, is I would create a knowledge base, right? And upload it. And what I would do is I would probably, create my own outline and then talk into a recording for each of those talking points, and just have a stream of consciousness and then dump that into a knowledge base and then codify it. But assuming I did something like that, right? Let's just use here, this right here. This is direct response copywriting in the style of Mike Filsaime to digital marketers, Generation X technophobes, right? Never say ClickFunnels. That was just an example, right? We don't want it mentioning our competitors. So we're just going to apply that. We're going to optimize this for creative because I'm writing a book. I'm not selling anything. And I want to create an outline. I'm just going to leave this stuff here empty right now. And I want to create an outline. And I'm going to say, I want to write a book on offers. I want to have at least 12 chapters. Let's start with the outline. Now, folks, I don't have the time to do this, but I would say some of the things that I want to talk about are framing, right? I don't have the time to do that right now. So just imagine I did, where I would give it some hints in the directions that are important to me. But let's just go like this for now to show you how you could write an easily, this could get out of hand. You could easily write a 500, 600 page book. I'm going to do it simply as a free, a report that you would have 100 pages. All right. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create the chapters. Now, if it ever gets stuck, just type the words continue, right? If it ever just stops in the middle of something. All right. We're going to be allowing you to here in the platform, we have this thing called maximum length, right? We're going to dial that up. I think that might be what's holding us back from getting long output. We're going to be changing that as well. But for right now, remember, my friend, a book on offers should be as inside, blah, 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 blah. I encourage you to infuse each chapter. Okay, so it's just being very polite there. So we're just going to move this over here like this. Okay, and watch what we do now. Okay, we are going to say, okay, great. Let's write each talking point. No, actually, we're going to do this. Okay, great. For each talking point, I'm going to shut off. I have the knowledge base on again. I'm going to shut off the format and the knowledge base. I'm going to say, okay, great. For each talking point, give me 5 sub talking points. No, this is going to get out of control. 3 sub talking points. Let's start with, and the first one that it gave me, right here, how a powerful offer can transform your business, right? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to take this right here, shut the bullet points off, okay? And we're just going to put in that section right there, and we're going to paste that in right there. Get rid of this little stuff like certainly, my friend. I don't know why it's being, did I tell it to be polite or something? Let's get rid of all of these bullets as well for now. Where was the bullets? Okay, so I think that'll get rid of all of our bullets. And again, we're getting some, weird stuff with line breaks, but you get the point. We would get rid of all of this. All the way down the line. And then we can get rid of this, remember my friend. And so what did we just do? We just created more talking points. Okay. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to do the same for this. You're going to do the same for this, the same for this, the same for this. And then when you're done, you're going to have an outline that's probably 3 to 4 pages long, right? And so now what you'll do is you'll take this talking point right here, increase sales and revenue. And we're going to put some dashed lines here. Okay, we're going to pop this in here like this. And we're going to say, okay, you said this, write this section. This I would do after my entire outline was built out, and boom. Now I would just simply take this and I would put my cursor here, pop this over, get rid of the certainly my friend, make sure at the end there's not a stupid conclusion, like remember my friend, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why it keeps telling me that. I must have told it to do something like always be polite or something. Let's just get rid of all these numbers. I could probably put a rule in there that says, stop using numbered outline. But I'm in outline mode, so, that's kind of like why that's happening. So let's just get rid of all the numbers there. But you get the point. So what we're actually doing right now, folks, is very simple. We're creating an outline. And then we're saying create 3 sub-outlines for each, or 3 talking points for each part of the outline. And then I simply go in and I say, okay, now write this part. And then I can say, expand on this, expand on this. You spend 3 to 4 hours doing this and you'll write an entire draft of a book. And then you go through and read it. But by the way, when you're done, you're going to have an outline that has the power of a compelling offer. This would then be broken down into talking points. This is broken down into talking points. Every one of these are talking points. And then you get 3 to 5 paragraphs per talking point. And you've got creating scarcity and urgency, packaging your offer to success, crafting a persuasive sales page, leveraging social media and testimonials, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, I would recommend that you all do what I just showed you and then go back and actually read it because it's probably going to teach you how to write a sales letter. David, pop on in, man. What did you think about that? Maybe we'll do a full training one day on that and take that a little bit slower. That was 5 minutes, but what did you think about that? Starting with an outline, expand on the outline, expand on that, and then say write this, write this, write this, and then you got a book.
This is great. Basically, if you think about it, what is a book is just pretty much topics that you wrote it a little bit longer than a normal blog post. So it's pretty much just doing that a couple more times and you can put everything together in a book. And yeah, I think this could be...
we were taught, right? We were taught to write a book by creating the chapters. And then the hard part was after the outline, we had to write everything. Right now, you can create your own knowledge base by recording your own information, and it'll repurpose your words into those sections for you. So it's never been easier to write a free report.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. That's great.
And also for creating a module for a course, right? Mm-hmm. You can literally what's the difference between Groove Member and a book? It's the same thing. It's modules, chapters, lessons, right? Like that's essentially what I did. Modules was the first part of the outline. The chapters were the sub talking points, and the lessons are where we say, now write this. So you could literally do what we just did, then take all of that stuff, copy it, put it into 11 labs, have it record, and make a video that says, in this chapter, we're going to be talking about the importance of scarcity and urgency. And it's just basically reading those chapters, and you've created a membership site. The same, a book and a membership site are the same thing. It's just a membership site with a book with videos. That's what a membership site is. So, all right. So you've got some questions for me, right? We'll get out of here.
Not too many, but there are more demo requests than questions this time.
Okay, so we're going to do just the questions, and in the coming weeks, I promise you guys, I'll be here once a week doing demos, showing you how to use the software as it's getting better and better and better. What? We have 213 people on here, David?
Yes, we're live streaming into the YouTube channel as well. Last time we didn't.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. Because I was going to be like, wow, because I know, like, to get 200 people on with our thousands of members is pretty good. Yeah. And I was like, this is just a group of Groove.ai members. So we have our YouTube members watching as well. Okay. All right. Very, very good. Well, go ahead and go to Groove.ai, get your account. All right. So we have a questionnaire here that David set up for me here. We're going to pull in timeanddate.com right here. Let's do a hard refresh. We have under 13 minutes. We're going to bring this in here. Let's see. Let's go to 100%. That's exactly where we want to be. All right. We'll get that over to Artie. Questions about Groove.ai. Will Groove.ai be able to write auto blogs and have them integrate into our Groove blogs like Autoblogging.ai software? Yeah, that is absolutely something that we want to be able to create, a scheduling API. That is going to be coming. That is, I'm being honest with you guys. That's like on the, let's get the 5 phases out. And then we obviously understand the importance of scheduling and auto blogging and doing things like that. And that's important. After reading it that you want it, Pete, it makes me say, yeah, that's pretty important. We're going to be doing something called Content Autopilot, and I'm going to be adding that into Content Autopilot. You can count on it. Can I write in Danish? I don't know. Let's see what we have here in our AI settings. We have these languages here that we're going to be doing. And did the Danes make the cut? We have Dutch, Swedish. Danish was number 24. Yes, very soon, within the next couple of weeks, you're going to see it drop down to write in Danish. Let me show you how that will work. Oh, by the way, that means you're going to be also able to see your language in Danish here. And we are adding that right here. In the output, we're adding language, right? But if you want to do it right now, let's just start from scratch. Let's just write a blog post about Trello. Output in Danish. All right, that's all you have to do. Simply at the end of everything, just say output in your language until we put it in the drop down, and just like this, stop generating. Output in the Danish language. Not English. Okay. There you go. Trello. Har du någonsin önskat att arbeta smartare? I'm sure I butchered that, but there you go. That's how you can do that, Ebby Lind. Okay. Next, I've seen some discussion about how difficult it can be to untrain an AI model. How does training differ from the use of a knowledge base? So just so you know, guys, there is something that OpenAI came out with that we're going to be adding as well. And this is sort of like a knowledge base, but not. Let's see, am I zoomed in? No, I'm just really large here today. So we're going to go to the blog. Oh, it's openai.com. Okay, and right here, 3.5 turbo fine tuning. So there's something that allows you to allow you to actually fine tune the model, which means it's kind of like adding information, but not to a knowledge base, right to the model. So we're going to be releasing that as soon as this API becomes available to us. If you want to read about it, go to openai.com/blog and read the article right here. In fact, you can do it even easier. Take the blog post, click Control-A, Control-C, or just copy all the text. Right now, just put it to ChatGPT and say, explain this to me like I am an 8-year-old. All right, imagine you have a really smart robot friend that can talk to you. write stories, and answer questions, and do lots of other cool things. The robot friend is called GPT, but sometimes you want a robot friend to be even better at certain things, like speaking a different language or writing code or being an expert at Call of Duty or whatever that might be, or talking in a special way that matches your style. The people who made this robot, OpenAI, have found a way for computer experts, developers, that's us, to make the robot friend even better at doing certain things. Currently, we're doing that as a knowledge base. This is called fine-tuning. So developers can now make ChatGPT better at doing things the way they want it. For example, they can make it always respond in German if they want it, or et cetera, et cetera. And so they're basically going on to tell you that, like, you can actually change the knowledge base custom and then still do everything else that we did. But if, like, you want it to, you know, be trained on, like, we're going to actually customize it on stronger direct response marketing. Make the model, when you actually click on this thing right here, direct response, it might actually pull up a new language model that is geared and pre-trained for different things. All right. So you can't untrain, but you can fine tune. Okay. Next. And can I, well, let's just start with it. Can I remove an item from a knowledge base if I don't like its contribution to my work? Yes. We don't currently have that feature. That's a good point. We're going to give the ability to delete anything and retrain. So that's a very, very good point. Let me just make a note of that for myself over here. I've got a little bit of notes. Very, very nice. Put this right here. Delete item and retrain KB. Great question, Adam. For a topic that we're not 100% familiar with, how do we know if the output is legit or good and not made up? And that's Madam Butterfly. It's a very, very good question, right? With anything, especially when you're talking about facts, ChatGPT can be wrong 20% of the time with details, right? So I just recommend trying to stay within your wheelhouse. But if you don't know, the other thing that you might be able to do is just take it and put it back into the chat and say, check this for accuracy, right? And just say, make a prompt, be very careful with the facts. But yeah, as they say, you have to inspect what you expect, and you need to have some bit of knowledge there. Will there be a product for creating AI video? That is something that is available in OpenAI, and we're going to be bringing their platform for images and video over in phase 4. Knowledge base does adding an extensive knowledge base increase my cost for what is GOTS? Game of Thrones. Why am I seeing Game of Thrones? I'm so ridiculous. What is GOTS API? David?
I think what he's trying to ask, if he puts in more data into his knowledge base, will it cost more to actually index it?
I would assume so, but like fractional. I would just love to know what the GOT was from. Cost. Oh, gotten maybe from cost from gotten from API. I don't know. I saw gotten. My brain just went Game of Thrones, and I had a brain freeze. All right. So the demo, Chris, we're going to hold this till next week. And that's it. Okay, everybody. We said this would go an hour to 90 minutes. That wraps up our training for today. There'll be more training next week. Nothing for this week. I'm going to be focusing on getting the software right. And we'll see you sometime, unscheduled as of now, next week. And David is going to take us out with some really groovy Groove.ai AI-generated songs. Take care, everyone.